Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan. I'm your hostess. I'm so glad you're here today. And we are excited. We have a lot of things to cover today. And I'm going to first welcome everyone to my channel. If you've never been here before, I live in a double wide mobile home, and we have a 1.5 acre property in rural West Tennessee. We raise chickens, turkeys, and ducks. We do a lot of canning videos, some crafting, and so forth. Welcome, Nets V Blog 21, Triple Threat Firearms and Defense, Miss Tarsha, and Papa's Kitchen. We're so glad that you're here. If you have any questions for us down in the comments, please post your question. We'll be glad to try to answer it. I would love for you to drop your link. If you would, type the word hillbilly, and our Nightbot should take care of finding your link for you. And you have to pardon me. I've got a little bit of a frog today. I'm drinking a lot of water. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and I'm going to talk about one down in Mississippi specifically. And I've got my notes, y'all, because I don't remember things too well. But CNN, you know, that fake news network, they told us about the main water system failing in Jackson, Mississippi. According to Governor Tate Reeves, the National Guard is handing out water, and the system is failing, and they can't produce enough water to fight the fires or flush toilets or even brush their teeth. So they also had flooding as of 3 days ago, and that just added to the already water woes that they've been suffering for over a month now. They have had a failing water system down there, from what I understand, for several years, and it has finally collapsed, basically. They are giving out, the National Guard is handing out 1 case of water per family. That's all they're getting. And there has been a state of emergency declared for them, and Governor is hoping to bring in a rentable pump. So if anybody lives down in Mississippi near Jackson and you can get your hands on water, those people are lined up for miles and miles. Hey, Mr. Boots and Bounty, welcome to the house. We're talking about the floods down in Mississippi, in Jackson, Mississippi specifically, where the water system has failed. And y'all excuse me for just a moment. I have to go let my dog back in. So I'm going to bring Miss Tarsha up, and y'all say hi to Miss Tarsha.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
We're talking about
the picture.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
It just looks like it's just so up in my face.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
We're talking about the Mississippi flood problem down in Jackson, Mississippi, and the water issue.
Okay, yes, I was touching on that a little bit yesterday. Hey, everyone in the chat. Hi, Mr. Boots and Bounty. How y'all doing today? But yeah, I was talking about it a little bit yesterday in regards to the evacuation notice that they had gave out to the residents of Jackson, Mississippi. So I was just letting people know they need to take heed to those warnings. So I haven't, looked at the news to see what has transpired within the past 24 hours. So maybe that's something that you have information on, Miss Susan.
I haven't heard anything new, but I know that they're lined up for miles and miles for water, and they only had 600 cases to pass out from what I understood.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is a real life and death kind of situation down there for these people.
It is. Yeah, like I was saying yesterday, that people need to already have plans in place. And most definitely, if you live in those areas that are prone to flooding or any other type of natural disaster, just be prepared so you know what you need to do. If you need to leave, leave, and have all the necessary items if you do plan to stay. Um, and all the necessary items if you do plan to leave as well. So you know what you're going to take as far as that water situation and food.
Yeah. I always tell people to put your important papers in something that's waterproof, where
Mm-hmm.
water can't get in it. You know, like those, the food saver bags are wonderful because you can seal all your paperwork in there and it's waterproof. You don't have to worry about water getting into those papers, and you slide it into your bag and you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, you know, but I'm hoping that a lot of these people already had some water stored up. You know, this is a dire situation. They can use, I don't know how toxic the water is down there, but there is a way to purify water with bleach, and there's little bleach tablets that you can purchase at Walmart that come in a little bottle. I meant to bring it in here and I forgot to bring it in here. And one tablet, I forget if it's 25 gallons of water or 50 gallons of water, it will purify.
It's for consumption, those tablets, or
they can't, as long as they're the regular chlorine tablets, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the other, the ones that you can purchase that they say you can put into your water, the regular tablets, which I have those in the drops. But
yeah.
Okay. That's
and
good.
also, yeah, and also if they're able to boil water, they can collect the condensation or the steam from the water and be able to use that. But I mean, it is a really dire situation for these folks down there, especially the ones that have health issues, are elderly, are unable to, to do anything. Can you imagine the mamas with the little babies that need formula? Yeah. And they have no water to give these babies their formula?
Yeah, that is a scary situation to be in. I just hope that majority of the residents there do have. But you said there's a miles a long line.
Yes. That's what they were showing on CBS News, or it's one of them I caught on another video earlier today. Boots and Bounty said, yes, even the fire trucks are struggling to refill or to be used. Yes. And that is a fire hazard issue waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Papa's Kitchen says we have straws that purify the water as you drink it. Yes, we actually have one of those. We also have the backpack one. And both of them, believe it or not, my husband won. It was just amazing. He won both of those. I say Mr. Gary Beltloop coming into the house. Hey, Gary.
How y'all doing?
All right. Did I catch you when you weren't working?
It does happen on occasion.
We're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. I do have to work this afternoon or this evening, but I got a few minutes. I saw y'all on. Thought I'd say, what's up? What up?
We're glad you're here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I really am. Y'all got, obviously some awesome people here in the chat. Obviously we got some awesome ladies here on the panel. So
he's buttering us up.
Know how to make somebody smile.
Yes, he knows how to make us smile.
Well, I just know that y'all are awesome, and ain't no harm in speaking the truth. I think that sometimes people, I think that there's never anything wrong with speaking the truth. And the fact is, sometimes people ought to know how you feel. So I think that, ain't no wrong with that's just like, some people say that, they don't know how their parents felt or their wife felt or whatever after they pass away. Well, if you ask me, ain't no better time than the present to tell somebody how you feel. And, y'all are awesome. And that's just the truth. So
we appreciate that, Gary.
You are
We really do. You're awesome too.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm just, see y'all talking about fuel. Is that right? I'm afraid I just hopped in and saw the StreamYard link and I meant, bam,
We're talking about the Jackson, Mississippi flood and failing water system right now.
That's interesting because, I live just outside of Jackson and my wife and I were just talking about that. My niece lives in Byram, which is on that system. And Tammy was just saying how we were discussing how some of these places ain't got no water. Others of them have it where they can go through and run it. What's up, Lashes? Good to see you, darling.
Thank you for coming in, Lashes.
My niece is where she can get water, but it's, it seems like they're always having these boil water notices. And so what my wife, we live in Rankin County, which is just outside of it, and we don't have as many issues with our water. And so Tammy went and got one of these water purifier things, jug things that you filter it and what have you. And so she just she's getting one for our niece, and she's that way our niece comes over here fairly regular. And so it's good seeing you, Mr. Boots and Bounty.
Thank you for coming in.
But she went and picked up one of these water purifiers and I think a couple of jugs or something where they can have clean drinking water down there at their house. It's actually something that is an ongoing thing. They've had issues with the water for years. It's just been that way. And yet it always seems like nothing ever seems to change. Every time you turn around, there's a boil water notice. Why it would be of particular interest to other folks at this point, as opposed to a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know. But it is something that's going on.
Because it keeps happening in every situation that occurs. People are still struggling to get fresh water. So that's why it's still, relevant, because that says a lot of people are still not taking heed to the warnings prior.
Okay.
Hey, Teresa, welcome in.
Hey, Teresa.
Because if you have your preparedness plan set, you will be okay. You will be at least somewhat okay.
Yeah, I reckon so. Papa's kitchen. I kind of like that. I used my papa. Me and him didn't exactly see eye to eye, but every now and again, when he was cooking, which happened on occasion, we got along at that moment. Anyhow.
Teresa, you said that water is life. It absolutely is, and we cannot live without water. We can go for days without food, but we cannot go without water for very long.
Right.
Well, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not meaning the water isn't important. I just know what I mean by that is just, they've had issues, these same issues with water for, and I know, Tarsha has explained it, that, it's an ongoing, and why hadn't they, done something about it? I get that. But it's something that they've known about for a long time. And yet they, and I don't know, that's probably one of the reasons why so many people have moved out of Jackson. We lived in Jackson for a pretty good while. I don't know how long it was. Maybe seems like it was 12 years. I think my wife thinks it was less than that, but I don't remember. But we've been.
Excuse me for a minute. Welcome in, Faith and Feathers.
Hey, Faith and Feathers.
We're talking about the flood problem and water issues down in Jackson, Mississippi.
By the way, that statement right there, people still think oh, that'll never happen to me. I've got one friend that if you give him advice, he listens. And I don't know why. I don't even know why I'm getting emotional. But anyhow, but he's the only fella I ever met. And when he asks for advice, he means it. Most people think it'll never happen to me. But he's one of the rare few that say, if it's going to happen to somebody, it's going to happen to me. So he listens. Most people only ask for advice when they want you to give them the go-ahead to do whatever crazy hairball scheme it is they're trying to do to begin with. So
that is so true.
Yeah.
Prepare for the best, hope for the worst, or hope for the best. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's what it is.
Yeah, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Right.
I'm dyslexic. I got that one right for a change. But yeah, people in the area, I'm going to talk to our men's ministry at church and see if they can't get some water together to take down there, because from what I understand, they only had 600 cases to pass out, and that line was going on for several miles. And there is no way that they're going to be able to take care of all the people that need water. Hey, Stock Explorer, we see you're in the house.
Hey, Nora.
Hey, Nora.
Explorer. Yeah, but you just have to stay prepared for every situation.
Yep. Theresa says, you're right. We never thought we would be out of electricity for 13 days, and price gouging for gas was through the roof. And this was 2 years ago. Exactly.
Yeah. I always was told by my mom and dad when I was in high school, I had my first car, always keep your tank on full. When it gets to half, fill it up.
Hey, Candy Dudette Watson, welcome to the house.
You know, that is an awesome name. The whole dudette thing, you know, when I used to greet people, I'd say, or a group of people, I'd say, what's up, dudes and dudettes? You know, that's just really cool. Just saying.
Yeah.
But it's an issue, and it's, you know, around here, we just kind of do what we do. You know, I hadn't seen the lines or anything, but that's because I don't watch news. I refuse to watch it.
Well, I actually caught it on somebody else's video, and they had the news clip in their video. And that's when I saw it, because our local news is about worthless.
Man. Well, you know, it started happening whenever all these, I think it started happening when all these different, you know, channels and different, you know, folks, the internet became popular, and people started using it to tell folks about stuff. And now everybody's fighting, or all them big, you know, they're fighting for views. So they use this, they even came up with the term of clickbait, so that they make the most outrageous claims. And I think that has even played a role in the country being so divided, you know, a lot of the time. And I assume it still is, but I don't see it as much because I've cut off the news. I've cut off my social media. The only thing I do really these days, occasionally I may click something on the TV, but it's a rarity. I can't tell you the last time I watched anything on the TV. These days, I just go to YouTube and check out what my friends are doing, and, you know, go to these live streams since I started seeing them.
Yeah, I do Telegram. Telegram's about the only other social media I do. I have an Instagram account, but I don't really do a lot with it. I got on Twitch. I haven't done anything with Twitch, you know, but so YouTube and Telegram are the two that I use for my information.
Well, I was on Facebook for a long time. In fact, I've got about 5,000 people on my friends list. You know, that's the max you can get. I'm within, last time I looked, it was within, you know, I don't know, 15, 13 or less. Now, some people may have unfriended me for one thing or another, and that's okay if they did. But I really hadn't checked it. But the truth is, they got these algorithms that kind of drive you into, they're trying to get your attention. And so they drive you into things that hold your attention, and things that upset you tend to be, well, they hold your attention because it's hard to let go of some of that stuff. So, that's one of the reasons why I still got my account, but I rarely access it. And when I do, it's usually just to try to get a hold of that messenger thing because somebody wants to send me something. Or, I think the last time I used it, I got I did use the thing where you talk with somebody face to face, on that, but I've got to where I just don't use it. Otis, please stop. My dog likes to mess with this table. Anyhow, I don't know why. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. Our treasured home is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
We're gonna switch gears because I have a lot of things I want to cover. Food supply issues is a biggie. And I'm talking about in the United States, but we have this going on worldwide. So y'all make sure you understand that. The San Francisco Chronicler reported that more unused, unplanted farm acres due to the drought conditions and no water was 531,000 acres that they have not planted. And it's going unreported on mainstream media. As we all know, they don't want us to know. All of these are going to lead to even higher prices in the grocery stores. And you need to expect these high prices possibly doubling in the coming months. And I'm talking about maybe before winter. There is a tomato shortage, y'all. They talked about it 2 years ago. They talked about it last year. Get your seed because there's going to be a tomato shortage. 96% of the tomatoes come from California and the Central Valley, and that's likely caused by the drought. They're putting crickets in food, and this can likely trigger shellfish allergies in some people because of the relationship to shellfish. Say that 3 times fast. And also, it's a possible source of cancer. 2022 is being called the year of crickets. Have y'all heard that one? They're putting cricket flour in cookies and cereals and stuff like that, and it's just disgusting to me. I know there are countries, third world countries that for years have eaten bugs. I am not interested in eating a bug. I'm looking to see if anybody else came into chat. Big Tiny Outdoors, welcome. I see that you're in the house. Welcome, welcome. Also, they have changed they're going from genetically modified, the GMO terminology, and they're using the term bioengineered foods now. There's the national labeling began in January of 2022, and this is according to the NPR. Some of the genetically modified foods that we already know about are corn, canola, soybeans, sugar beets. But there are going to be new standard discriminants against the poor and elderly and minority groups because they can't afford to buy the organic foods.
Oh.
I'm going to just stop for just a minute.
What? 50,000 pounds of tomatoes were spilled on the freeway yesterday. That's weird after it's already a shortage. That is so weird.
Yes, it is. And I see the Bud Files is in the house. Welcome, the Bud Files.
Hey, Bud Files.
I had to stop for just a moment to write down names. This thing that we're facing has been orchestrated. The majority of this has been orchestrated. I'll put it that way. There's some things that these demigods cannot control. They think they can, but they can't. We're also facing a potato famine. The potato shortages are being blamed on the drought also. And the NPR said in Idaho, weather from years ago, unbelievably hot temperatures are affecting the potato crops this year. And our local store had potatoes up to $17 a bag for 10 pounds. That was a local grocery store here. So y'all go stock up on what you can. I mean, our potato crop outside, we didn't get any white potatoes out of it at all. I don't know if we're going to get any sweet potatoes or not. We eat more sweet potatoes than we do white potatoes. So I'm canning tomatoes like crazy. Every time I get my hands on tomatoes, they're being canned, frozen, or dehydrated. So you do what you got to do to get those shelves stocked up. Hey, Rita's Roost, welcome to the house.
Hey, Rita's Roost and Big Tiny's Outdoor.
Hey, Rita. What's up, Rich?
We're so glad that you're here. There was a onion packing facility fire. The Legacy Farm Warehouse, it's an 88,000 square foot facility, is gone. There goes your onions. It just goes on and on and on. And I don't know what y'all are hearing out there. If you're hearing something that I'm not hearing, please let us know about it. We need to make sure we have those pantry shelves stocked to the rafters if we can.
Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah. Rita, I'm on every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And I try to get over to yours, but yesterday it was a canning adventure. I missed yours yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
Love okra.
She's cutting okra and tomatoes for the dehydrator as I listen. Good girl. I love her channel, y'all. She has a lot of interesting content.
She was frying up some donuts the other morning. Or I'm not sure. I can't remember what time it was, but I think it was Monday. Yeah.
Hey, ladies and chat, I appreciate you allowing me to come up on here and say hello and talk a little bit. I do tend to run on, and I'm sorry about that. It's just my nature. But I do have to go. It's time for me to go get ready for work, and so until I get more time off, this is just what I got to do. And so y'all have a blessed evening. I appreciate y'all having me.
You too,
Thank you for coming, Gary. We appreciate you.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. Rita said Terry has gone to the hayfield, so she's in the house all alone. Well, you're not now. You got us. Papa's Kitchen says loose potatoes here are $1.49 a pound. Well, I think they're about $1.79, if I'm not mistaken, what I saw for the loose potatoes. And they have a lot of seconds out. They don't have the good quality potatoes out. They have a lot of seconds out. Rita said, I live in my kitchen. I do too, Miss Rita. I live in the kitchen. I want to get in my sewing room, but I can't.
I try not to be in the kitchen much because it's going to make me want to eat.
I'm going to switch gears again. Our Fall Fest 22 giveaway, my semifinalist drawing will be September the 16th at 5 p.m. The last day to enter on mine will be September the 15th. The grand prize drawing will be on Gail's Southern Living Alive on September the 30th. And you need to make sure that you have that notification on for her video. My semifinalists will also be announced on the community tab. They will have 48 hours to respond to me and send me their information. If they do not respond, they forfeit the prize, and I will then do a second drawing. And if that person doesn't respond, I am free and clear of the semifinalist entry into Gail's Southern Living's grand prize. I want somebody to win. I really do. But I'm putting this out here because a lot of people still have not gone back to my video and made sure that they have that hashtag word put in there properly. I'm also starting a new collaboration for September. It starts tomorrow. It is being put on by the Mennonite Farmhouse. It is September or something to that effect. And my entry will be on Sunday, September the 4th, and it will be as a premiere, and I will not do a premiere on Tuesday because I'm doing that premiere. So once we get past that, we should be fine. I see Life's Journey coming up in the house.
Hello. Hey, ladies. Hey, chat.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Just driving and listening.
Well, we're glad you're here. Do you have anything you want to tell us about your channel?
Let's see. What about my channel? Oh, my channel is I do gardening. So my name is Carisha, otherwise known as Luscious Journey. And on my channel, I do a lot of gardening and investment, like how to buy real estate, rental property, or stuff like that.
Oh, good. That's really interesting. I need to get over your channel a little more often. I'm missing stuff.
And I'm out here learning from you guys with all the preparedness, with the Tasha and all that. I'm taking notes.
Yes, we definitely need everybody to be prepared. You know, I can't stress this enough. I have been telling people for 2 years, you do realize that you need to be putting food back, right? And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Well, there's food in the grocery store, and then we had the toilet paper shortage. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
You know, and it's been followed by one shortage after another, and food recalls, and all of this mess that's going on is just too much.
I know. So
Yeah.
true. I'm
Yep.
not prepared. Yeah, we have not any water shortage yet or nothing down here. I'm down here in Florida, by the way.
Oh, okay. You're in the great state of Florida. I've never been there, but one day I plan on going down because I want to see the ocean.
Yes, we are in the ocean too. That's in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen the ocean flying over when I lived in upstate New York, but I have not seen it, you know, in person on the ground with the waves coming up and hitting your feet and all that. I haven't had that experience. And I always saw the back side of the Statue of Liberty. She never would show me her front side. She never would show me her face. She was always showing her butt. And I always thought that was funny.
That's funny. What state are you in?
I'm sorry.
What state are you in?
I'm in West Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Tennessee.
Big Tiny wants me to give him the prize and save my time. And he said, I'm listening. It's sad. We have a farm that lets tomatoes rot on the ground yearly. Yes, unfortunately, there's a lot of farms out there that do that. It just is very, very sad. I know that the Amish, when their crops start to die back, they just let it die back. And I think they do it for a twofold reason. They don't have to collect the seed to replant, and it's already replanting itself in some areas. So I know that they do some of that in some areas.
Okay.
But, you know, we're getting a lot of these genetically modified seeds that don't reproduce properly too. And You know, you can replant those seed, but sometimes you're not going to get the crop that you think you're getting. It'll be something totally different because it's reverted back to whatever they modified the seed from. And
We got a Rudy. Hi, Rudy. Iraheta.
hi, Rudy. Yeah, my feed on my computer is slow. I have to look at my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
They said,
everyone to be prepared.
yes.
Be prepared.
Yeah, it's just a lot of hungry people that need fed. Yeah, that's so true, Big Tiny. We all get hungry like little hippos.
I remember that game back in the days.
Oh, Lord. And, you know, if you have excess in your garden and you have a neighbor that you know can or put food away, share it. I cannot tell you enough. Share that food.
So true.
Let's see what Bonnie had to say. Was AFK a few? I hope I didn't miss anything. Okay. I have four hens fighting over the nest box. There's 7 boxes, women. I have that problem too, Bonnie. They'll be out there fighting over one spot. There's some crazy hens, I tell you. We found out we have a 4th rooster. I didn't know we had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's been fooling us for a while. And I was like, all of a sudden, I noticed his tail feathers the other day. I said, oh. And he's one of our older roosters. Of course, the grow outs are a majority of them are roosters, and they're going to be in freezer camp before too long.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David Corey with Crop. We're glad you're in the house.
Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Y'all make sure you type in the word hillbilly so your link will be dropped. We want Nightbot to get paid for his work, you know. He's got to work to get paid. Drop your links.
Big Tiny said that for years their Commonwealth paid farmers not to plant crops.
Exactly. And they're doing it again. The administration that we have now has tried to pay off a lot of the farmers not to plant. Now, of course, a lot of our farmland has been sold to China. So there's another issue that we have.
I would never give up on my 97 acres. Never.
Rita said there's a lot of people that don't want to work the work of putting up food. That is so true.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are reverting back to our parents and our grandparents very quickly.
Yeah. I like the old ways. I always had an old spirit about me. I enjoy it.
Faith and Feather says there's a banning sitting there like a rock. There's a line behind her, and they're pretty ticked. Chickens are fun. Yes, that's one of them. We know who you're talking about. Yeah. But I tell you, we're going to have to figure out ways to put more food back, because I know that we've got family probably that have not done anything. And if they come knocking at my door expecting a free handout, they're going to have to work for every bite they get. We're going to go back to the Bible. We're going to be biblical about this. If you want to eat, you work.
Yep.
I got plenty of yard out there that needs to be dug to plant plants in, and chickens to be fed, and coops to be cleaned out. So we're going to find you some work, and it's not going to be pleasant.
Yep, the Bible said by the sweat of your brow you should eat bread, right?
That's it, exactly. Big Tiny says, yay, heaven forbid that we folks go out and gather after the money's made and leftovers are available. Well, we may not have any monies coming in. The banking system looks like it's about to fail too. I'm getting behind here. Yep. How we allow other countries to buy our land and companies. That is a very, very good question, and I'd love the answer for that. I would love to know how these foreign nations come in here and buy up our land.
I don't know how we get in so much debt to have to do certain things like that when we was the richest country.
Because we've been sold down the river. Y'all don't get mad at me, but we're going to talk about slavery for a minute. We're still enslaved in this country. We're a slave to the dollar. We're a slave to our boss. We are a slave to the government. We are considered, the paupers of the world by our government officials that are elected. And we are reaping a lot of this because we just turned a blind eye to everything that was going on. Mm-hmm. This is why we have prostitution being brought in across our borders, why we have these pedophiles out there attacking our children, why we have missing children that are never found, missing men and women that are never found. You don't just disappear.
Right.
And my chat's just really moving, so if I miss anybody's comment.
Sheena's keyboard came in.
Hey, Sheena, how are you? Welcome.
And Randy with Missouri Outlaw.
Hey, Randy. I'm writing y'all.
I do too, Miss Rita. Miss Rita says she wants a freeze dryer. Y'all have any advice on a freeze dryer? I was just saying that today. I'm like, I got to have one.
Yeah, I need one too. And I don't have any advice on it because they cost so much money.
Yeah.
I see a freeze dryer.
Never heard of that freeze dryer.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
It preserves your food.
Okay.
Vision Preparedness is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, Vision Preparedness.
We're so glad that you're here. We've had a lot of interesting conversation this morning. If anybody wants to come up on panel that's in the house, that I can see your face on your video and we know you, you're more than welcome to come up here and talk about your channel. That's the important thing that I want to get out today is we are 100% supporters of small channels, and I don't mind giving up some of my space and my time to support other channels.
Awesome.
Because we are a community, and I consider us all family.
Yep.
Yeah, because you've taught me a whole lot.
I don't know how I taught you anything because I don't know much.
You doing your thing. You are. You're always being proactive.
Well, I'm trying anyway. Harvest Right is the best freeze dryer, and it's not cheap. I've heard that before, and I would love to have one.
Yeah.
And Sheena says,
okay.
Getting down. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying I'm gonna step on. I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. See you
All
later, Lashes.
Okay. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me in your panel. I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
All righty. Bye bye.
Sheena says she's still getting her first cup of coffee down. I don't do coffee. I do tea. And I had to give up the caffeine because it messed with my blood pressure.
Yeah.
And your hair's wrapped in a towel. We
Yeah,
don't care if you got rollers in your hair.
I was looking a little rough this morning when Big Tiny was like, Tarsha, come on up on his live. I was like, I can't right now.
Tarsha, do you know this person coming up, Biggie Cheese?
Who?
Biggie Cheese?
No, I never
Okay.
heard of Biggie Cheese. No.
She's not in my chat, so I'm sorry, but you're not going to get to come up.
Yeah. Type in a chat and let us know who you are, and then I can look at the channel. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Let's see if she comes up on the chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
vision preparedness.
Yeah, I'm kicking her out of the studio because I don't know who that person is. You have to be in my chat to come up, and you also have to be someone that we know. If we don't know your channel, you're not coming up. I'm sorry. That's just for safety reasons.
Miss Rita said it might be like that young man we had the other day.
Oh, yeah. And there she is again. I guess I'm going to have to just ban them from the studio. Oh, yeah.
What happened? Not one of my situations, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes. Nasty folks. Nasty, nasty. This is why we don't just let anybody come up. Hey, Cloud9 Balloons, why is this person still coming up? I banned them.
Hey, Cloud9 Balloons UK.
Okay. Got that person out of here. Hopefully that was the last I have to see of them. Because it was not nice. We all get it, I know. People need a life, I tell you. Now they got an alternate account coming up, whoever this person is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're trying to spam this live, and they're not going to get their buttocks up on screen. I'm sorry. I have no desire to see them. They're pulling up all these different channels, y'all, and it keeps popping back down because I have banned them.
Yeah.
We have so much fun, I'm telling you. I'm just going to let them just keep popping up.
Yeah, they'll go away.
Yeah, when they realize they're not getting anywhere, get them.
This person told y'all how old he was. Did he come on the panel?
Huh?
Did this guy come up on the panel?
He was trying to come. He's trying to come up now. He keeps changing channels, and with the same pictures coming up.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a spam thing then.
Yeah. And I'm like, I keep deleting them. Spam you. At least I know have enough sense not to let somebody just come up because we see them. I keep banning them too. This is awful. Lock the door. If I could lock the door, I would. I don't care if it's authenticated or not. They're not coming up. What did I do? I hit the wrong button.
Hey, AR Guns 1776. How you doing?
Hey, AR Guns. I may have to get my gun and shoot them.
Do you have your settings? Is there settings where you can block certain stuff through StreamYard?
I really don't know. Well, there is. I don't know if I can or not.
Oh, you'll still look all right, Randy. You don't have to put on your makeup.
Virtual backgrounds, hotkeys. Yes. Yeah, that one that I banned was Ging Lee, but it's not letting me do anything else. So hopefully they'll get the message that they're not going to be able to come up. Anybody else come in that I'm missing?
No, AR guns, 1776 was the last.
Does anybody want to come up here on panel with us and talk about your channel and be a legitimate channel and not some nasty, nasty thing?
Right. Exactly.
It automatically reports it, so I don't have to worry about that.
And see, they're not even trying to talk in chat. So yeah.
Yeah, they're not even trying. They're just being nasty out there. Biggie Cheese said, okay, I'm a cook for Cooper Hawk, whatever.
Where you see that at?
That's in the private chat.
Oh, the private.
So they've been banned, so I'm not that concerned about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't know no Cooper Hawk,
Yeah.
never.
Well, I wouldn't want to eat in that restaurant, I'll tell you after what I saw.
Chop it up.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Chop it up and feed it to them.
I would, but my R&D would distract me. Oh, Lord. Okay, I think I'm caught up on chat. So we got a little over an hour, almost 2 hours left. Anybody want to come up on chat? And I did send Eddie a message. I don't know if he woke up yet or not. Well, Tarsha, tell us about some of the things that we need to know about.
Get your water, get your food, get your heating source, cooling sources, get your self-defense, get your the food for your self-defense as well. You got to feed those to be able to operate them. Okay, Sheena, that'd be good. But get your lighting sources, because if the power go out and you don't have any power, you want to have generators. You want to have blankets, because they said it's going to be a cold winter again. So get wool blankets, get wool socks, whatever heating sources that you can get your hands on, get it. But mainly stock up on your food and water and self-defense.
Papa's Kitchen, I do this once a week on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time.
Yes, come on. Yes, I'm coming to your place, Big Tiny's. He said, get yourself a Big Tiny's.
Bonnie, our watering system is a 50-gallon or 100-gallon barrel. I'm not sure how many gallons of water it holds. And it's gravity pulled, and I couldn't explain everything. My husband builds these. I have no idea. But it has the automatic feeder, the little nipples on the fence where the chickens just go peck it and they get their drink of water. And he climbs on a ladder and he fills it up with a hose maybe once a week or twice a week, depending on how hot it is. That's it. I'll get him to do a video on it soon. I got to step away. I've got a phone call coming in, Tarsha, if you would just take over for a minute.
Okay. So like Miss Susan was talking about the water shortage they're having in Jackson, Mississippi due to the flooding. Do everyone have their water? They're stocked up on the water. I would recommend the women's self-defense class, specifically for women, which I teach that class as well.
I'm back. Yeah, Tarsha has a lot of good information and all kinds of things that she can help y'all with.
Yeah, I teach the handgun and self-defense class for women and some other classes as well, but you mainly want to start with the basic handgun class.
Bonnie, you're so funny. Snoopy dancing with Miss Tarsha.
I think you said that yesterday on my live. Well, you take care of Pawpaw's Kitchen.
Thank you for coming, Papa. Vision preparedness has been stacking water for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bible says that water is life, and especially the water that moves. So make sure you go in there and shake that water up every so often.
And see, I have the purification drops, I have the tablets, and I have the Berkey system.
Yep. And I would also suggest everybody get some iodine on hand because of the nuclear war threats that we're hearing.
I purchased some as well. But I want a specific brand. I don't have the brand that I want, but I want a specific brand.
Well, maybe we'll figure out what all this is, and we'll get the word out to everybody what to buy. I know that over in Ukraine they're passing out the tablets, the iodine tablets, because the threat is so real. Rita says we have water wells on the farm and even have torpedo buckets to get the water to the surface if needed. That's something I need to invest in because our well is set up on an electrical system. And if the power goes out, we can't get to the water, and we have artesian water here. So that's something that we're looking at. We've been looking at maybe adding a solar panel to our pumps. We just got to figure out how we're to go about doing it because we're just both illiterate in that area.
Yeah, that's how out there on my land, that's how it's set up. They closed up the original well for us. And so now we have the one that's run by electricity.
Yeah. Vision preparedness of digging a secondary well now. We actually have 2 wells on our property, and both of them are electric. Theresa says, are you coming to West Tennessee? I'm in West Tennessee. Is it for me or for Tarsha?
I will be coming to West Tennessee in the near future to go visit with Miss Susan.
And I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
She's got to get to see Big Bertha for herself. God promised us certain things, and if those promises can't be kept, start looking up. We may have time for a while, though. Just my opinion. And Rita said, yes, we use electric pumps, but no electric. Have to have an alternate way of getting water. Absolutely. And I'm glad that you mentioned God in this, because I was thinking when I was reading all this, let me grab my book. I have to turn back because I've got notes written everywhere and I scroll everything out. Do you remember the story about Joseph and how his brothers sold him? And he had dreams of the 11 sheaves of wheat bowing down to his sheaf. And there was another dream in behind that. And then Pharaoh was having dreams, and he went and interpreted the dreams. And it was because God had given him that gift of interpretation of those dreams that he was able to turn 7 years of plenty to cover their need for food for 7 more years of drought. And I think about that when I think about all the things going on in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Where did it go? There it goes. Thank you for that vision preparedness. I'll run that by my husband because I know we can get our hands on batteries. That's a good idea.
Faith and Feather said, come to South Carolina, we'll go bowling and roller skating. No roller skating.
I can't do either one of them anymore because I have a bad back. Too many falls.
I can't do the roller skating, but I can do the bowling. If I don't slip and fall, I got to be careful.
Okay. Those will expire. Are you talking about the water or have I missed something? Rita says, I was a prepper before prepping was cool. Me too, Rita.
Yeah.
I was a mass couponer back in the day when, we had double and triple coupons. And my husband, he could go through coupons, go into the store and have the store pay him for coming in and walk out with groceries. It was amazing.
Before I started hearing, this was like 20 plus years ago, before they started saying 1 is none and 2 is 1. Like, I always bought multiple of one thing, of a certain item.
Right.
On hand. I always did.
Yep. Don't forget to put the word hillbilly in and have your link dropped. Thank you, our treasured home. I'm glad that you are enjoying this. Operation Pocketbook, exactly. We're going to have to figure out a way to barter with one another. And you're going to have a community that you trust. Do not be inviting people into your house.
Right.
Don't let them know what you have. Have you a place out in your yard somewhere that is locked up like Fort Knox to keep your things in that you want to barter with, or take it to a spot where you can barter with them not being on your property.
Well, you take care, Big Tiny Outdoors.
We appreciate you coming in, Big Tiny. I'm sorry, Theresa. I know HughesNet sucks. It really does. It really does. We have Aeneas. Aeneas is something new that came into our area, and I'm paying for the lowest tier I can. And do we know Sheeta's? Oh yeah. Hang on. I'm letting you up. If I can. There it is.
Do we know Sheena's? And then she said, oh.
Well, I had to look because, I had the butt face going on.
Good morning, everyone. I guess now it's way afternoon, but good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Sheena.
Tell us a little about your channel, Sheena.
Well, I have had my channel for 5 years. When I started my channel, I was sick with lupus and just had a horrible L5-S1 herniation in my back. And I was determined to get my food forced in because I knew at some point things were going to start just getting worse and worse. So every day, every little bit of extra money I got, I'd buy a tree. They say, when's the best time to plant a tree? The time is now, not later on. It's just like losing weight. Right now is the time. Don't wait. So I got out there and I have probably over 50 different fruit trees, different varieties, and berry bushes. And some of my friends from Texas, they sent me blackberries because I didn't want the thornless. I wanted the old timey because they do better. I don't know why here they do better. And so I started that. And as my autoimmune got worse, I was like, every time I get a vegetable from the store, it makes me sick and I flare up. So I decided that there was something to that. And so I got to, researching and figured out that they irradiate the fruits and vegetables. They pick them green and then spray them to ripen them and all that mess. And I thought, well, no wonder. Then you got the GMO seeds that, you know, these companies use. And then on top of that, you've got the way that they grow their vegetables with the synthetic fertilizers and stuff. And I figured out that that was one of my problems. So I started growing my own gardens. I started a tub garden because my back was so bad I couldn't bend over to plant in the ground. So this guy had given me the tubs big companies use to send their product in. He gave me about 100 of them. So I took my drill and I drilled holes in the side about 2 inches up. I decided to turn it into a wicking tub so I wouldn't have to go out there every day and water, so that it would keep that in the bottom. And I would use sticks. I made most of my own soil. I made myself. I had chip drop years ago, bring out chips, and I just left it in a pile to where it turned into excellent soil, had lots of mycorrhizin in it from all the fungi. And I would put sticks as I'd trim my trees, because I got lots of trees. I would trim them. I put my sticks in the bottom so that those roots from the tomato plants or whatever plant I had in there would reach down to that water. And so that way I wouldn't have to stress out if I couldn't get out there to water it, it was going to die. So I did that and it worked out. I mean, great. I mean, it worked really well. And so I did that until I had my back surgery. Took me a long time to recover from that, but I'm happy to say that I can now run my tiller, grow in ground. I don't use any pesticides. Everything is organic. If you get your soil right, you won't have a problem with bugs. Bugs are only going to eat your plants that are dying or that are in distress. So I had more problems with grasshoppers. I didn't have any of the hornworms or anything like that, but it was so hot and dry here in Oklahoma that, I mean, I planted probably 150 different varieties of super hot peppers because I had planned on fermenting and making my own sauce, because, you know, all the stuff at the store, except for Frank's is okay. They all have too many additives for me. So if I want it, I have to do it myself, kind of like my sauerkraut, my kimchi. I ferment it, do it myself. It's good for gut health. And so that's how I started. So then I realized over time that even though my back was healing slowly, the autoimmune wasn't going away. So then I went keto to lose weight because I was at 330 pounds. Because when you're not walking, you're in a wheelchair, you're using a walker, you're losing muscle, you're not moving, you're not losing anything, even if you eat like a bird. And so I decided I got to do something about my weight. Well, I went keto, and that was okay. You know, like I've said, anytime you cut sugar or carbs down or out of your diet, you're going to lose weight. But then the almond flour, the coconut flour, was very inflammatory to me. So that inflammation was killing me. So I did that. Then later on down the road, I had a heart attack because the lupus had eaten my widowmaker. Mm-hmm. And so it's 50% damaged. But I'm here to tell you, it gets better. It gets better. So I've been, I went carnivore. First GAPS. I did the GAPS diet with Dr. Tasha McBride Campbell. That healed my gut because of all the medications over the years that I had been on. Just destroyed my microbiome in my stomach, because your immune system comes from your gut. So you want to feed it with good things so that you keep that up, and you won't get the fifi or anything else if you keep your immune system up and you keep your gut fed. And so I did the GAPS diet. I felt so much better, so much better. And so then I went carnivore. I removed everything from my diet to figure out what it was, the things that I loved that was causing me to flare up. So I went complete meat, mainly beef. And I did that for 2 years. I didn't really lose any weight, but it did heal my insides. The inflammation in my joints went away. The inflammation in my bones went away. The flares went away. Now if I get a flare, I can tell because I'll get the spot and it's like, oh no, I did something. You know, like the other day it was red food dyes. Any kind of food dyes get me. You know, the blue one don't bother me as much, but the red and the yellow, it's horrible. So I stay away from that stuff. And it's really hard to stay away from that stuff. I mean, I can't eat out because they use seed oils, and seed oils are inflammatory to your body. So if you have arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, any kind of autoimmune issue, whether it be colitis or whatever, it'll flare you up, and then you'll be all puffy and all swollen and feel like crap and not want to move. And so then I went from there. I thought, well, this isn't sustainable. I'm tired of eating just meat. I like to grow my garden. I like to add things back in from my garden. Now, most people with autoimmune can't eat nightshades, but I found me growing it, the heirloom seeds, and it probably, I mean, I've grown a few hybrids, but it's just basically a cross of one and the other. It didn't bother me, but I like to, I'm a seed saver, so I like to save my seeds. And so, I found one at a time I was able to eat tomatoes again. One at a time I was able to eat peppers again, squash, cucumbers. And I was like, oh God, you're talking to me. So, I'm going to put out this work because it's healing to my family. It's healing to myself. And I'm going to actually get the vitamins in that from growing it myself, because the stuff that's been hothouse, the sun is an amazing thing. Not only do you get vitamin D from the sun, but those plants also. It's a big scientific. I mean, I've read so much about it. There's so much science on it, but it's the real deal. And when you've been as sick as I have, you're praying for God, please help me. You want to know the ins and out of how you can fix yourself, because my doctors were not fixing me. They weren't helping me. And so then I decided to go ketovore. I created ketovore. I still have my original channel because I knew the little skinny girls would say, I did it. No, you didn't. I did. The reason why I did it is because I wanted to be able to add vegetables or this and that back into my diet, but I didn't want to flare up. And what I found is that if I kept my carbs under 10 grams, I wouldn't flare up. So I could still have carbs.
Well, that's wonderful. And I'm glad you brought up the lupus, because I have lupus, but we're going to come back to you in just a second. I've got to say hello to some people that's come in. CNC Farm, we're glad you're in the house. Mike Oxmall, we're glad you're in the house. The Ascending Ancient, we're glad you're here. And you mentioned something about a bill. We need to know more about that. And Willoway Ranch, we're glad you're here. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I have lupus, and I have ankylosing spondylitis and diabetes, just to name a few. and it's just like it just continues to pile on. And I've tried several things. I'm doing a low carb and a high protein diet.
That's the best way to start.
Yeah, and that's helped me a lot. I have gone completely off of all the biologic medicines because they weren't helping me. If anything, they were damaging my organs even more. I developed lupus after taking a biologic. So I am not a proponent of biologics, and they won't tell you where the biologic comes from. And I have really lost faith in our medical community since the Covovo came out.
Yeah.
And I refuse to take any kind of jab anymore, and I told them that.
Me too.
And so we are going back to Eden. We're going to figure out what we need to eat, because none of this food that we're eating today was what our grandparents ate. Nope. They ate all natural organic foods. It wasn't until World War II that they really started having grocery stores and canned goods and stuff like that, and all the junk food that came out. And, we have been eating this for 60, 70 years in this nation. And no wonder we're in the shape we're in.
Yeah, it's killing everybody. I mean, literally. How is your energy since you went higher protein and lower carb? Is your energy better?
I have most days my energy level stays pretty level. I still bottom out about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I do eat dark chocolate because my heart doctor said dark chocolate was really good for me.
Yeah, it won't hurt you.
Yes,
I get the organic dark chocolate only because, like coffee and chocolate, they're some of the heaviest sprayed for pest products out there. So I do get the organic chocolate, no more than I eat it, It usually lasts me a while because I really try to stick with moderation. But I'm so glad that you are healing yourself. That's a miracle. God bless you on your journey. You'll get there.
Thank you. And I'm going to be watching your channel because I want to learn as much as I can
Yeah,
to
I've
heal
been doing it.
myself.
Yeah, I mean, and the times it's like I told people, the times that I want making videos, my body was literally fighting itself, and I was in the bed. I mean, there was days I felt like I couldn't get up, you know. And so, and you can see on some of my videos, I didn't even want to make the video, but I was like, I got to do this. I got to help other people. I got to let them know, because I lost hope by just listening to doctors. I thought, well, he said quantity over quality as far as lifespan. And I thought, oh, okay, went along because I was in the medical field. So, I trusted them. And so then after I started healing myself, I was like, I better not ever hear a doctor ever say that to anybody ever again, because it made me lose hope. It made me think, well, you got what you got and just live with it. No, you don't have to. You could rise above it. Even if you can't do more, you can still keep pushing, and here I am.
Well, I had a doctor break several of the laws. He refused to put me in a room. He held my consultation out in the open, and he continued to tell me that I needed to go get the jab, and because I wasn't wearing a mask, he couldn't see me in a enclosed room.
That's ridiculous.
And and I've had other doctors tell me, you have to come in the office and you have to put a mask on. No, I don't have to put a mask on.
Mm.
I have lung issues. I had for 10 years, I had a partially collapsed lung. And believe it or not, Covovo is the reason my lung is functioning today, because they realized that I had never been given lung exercises. So
Wow.
the nice nurses on that floor in the hospital began doing lung exercises with me, and it continued through physical therapy at home. And I went to my doctor one day, and my oxygen level was actually at 100%, which is the first time in over 10 years that it had been 100%.
You know what's crazy is I watched Dr. Ben, Been, here on YouTube. He is a doctor and a scientist, a teacher, and he puts all their junk up there, all the paperwork, so it's black and white. But what I've learned from the research is people that had long haulers from the first and second time, this last week strain is basically stimulating the immune system, and it's getting rid of that. But the people that got the jab is having microcardia and all kinds of issues with their heart now, and autoimmune. Go figure, right? So, I think some of my autoimmune, because I was in the medical field, I always had to get the hip shots, all those different shots. I think that helped contribute to putting more toxins and more toxins, plus the food, plus the medicine, that my body just said enough.
They've been trying to kill us for years. If you think, going back to World War II, when all this really started with the grocery stores and the manufactured foods and stuff that we have, all of this started way before that.
Well, for example, as a matter of fact, you're talking about like our wheat. We do 3 cuts on our wheat a year, whereas most countries, 1 cut. The old-timey way, 1 cut. Now, why would we do 3 cuts a year? They spray Roundup on it to kill it down so they can cut it again. Roundup to kill it, to do it again. And they wonder why Americans are so fat, sick. And I mean, and it's like, you really got to be diligent and watch what you're putting in your temple, your body, because man, it'll build up on you. And that you got all this cancer everywhere. I lost my dad to cancer last year. I mean, and they'll keep you alive. He stayed alive till he quit the treatment. He had 8 different times. They said you couldn't take it over and over, but as long as he had the money, they sure did do it. But then when he quit the treatment, he died. So it's a big monopoly. It's the food, it's pharma, it's all of them together. It's the investors. I know an investment company that took over a medical supply. Why would they do that? Because it's big money. Why? Because Americans are getting sicker. You don't see this in little villages like in Vietnam and all that, because they eat from the land. They don't use any pesticides. They plant to deflect the bugs from their plants, and they do everything naturally. And We are the only ding dongs that think we're hot, weighing 400 pounds and then ending up on the 600-pound life. I mean,
Yeah.
when are we going to get the point, you know?
Yeah.
You can't survive anything if you're not healthy. And you know, any disaster that's coming, like people that are, rely on medications, if you can't get those medications, what are you going to do? So your health, you got to put yourself first. You got to take
Yeah.
time for you and put yourself first.
Our
I'm so
treasure
glad I met you.
I am too. Our treasure at home. We're so glad that you came. Take care of yourself too, lady.
Love
David
you.
Corey, we love you because he has been posting up here. This all started with the Popes and Jesuits. I can't say it right. Yes. And a lot, and our diet is awful here. It is awful here. And CNC Farm says my mom has lupus. So far, I've only got a deficiency. One of the main reasons we moved to the homestead was to grow our own food and to cut out any preservatives, etc., that we can. My daughters both have everything that I have and then some. And, hey, Deanna, I see you're in the house. They have everything that I have, but they have it worse. Both of them have heart issues now. My oldest daughter has kidney issues. It's been going on for years. None of us can get the weight off we can get it off, some of it off, and then it comes back. And it's just been a battle. And I have lost about 70 pounds since I started this journey, and it has been a slow journey for me to get that weight off.
It's definitely a slow journey when you're dealing with health, especially autoimmune, because for me, like I said, I've been at it 5 years and I'm still not where I want to be, but it's okay because the slower you lose, the easier it is to keep off, the more time you have to change your thinking on what you're going to, put in your mouth. And so in a way, it's really a blessing because it helps you retrain your mind to where you're able to, go a different direction instead of going the other way, and be in pain from eating something you shouldn't have ate. And so, I see it as a blessing because I've learned, it's like I always say, people that have the bypass done, they never change their thinking. So only 5% of people actually keep the weight off. And, so what if they cut you lose 40 pounds in the first month? Well, they also took out half of your immune system when they took out half your stomach. So that's something, there's no easy way out because even that gets hard too. But now you have another issue because your immune system's not going to be as strong. You're not able to eat regular protein and keep that in your body because, you've been put in a deficit. So.
Exactly. And we have people in this country that their bodies are failing them and at a younger and younger age. And it's frightening.
Oh, it's mental too, because these toxins that you're putting in your body, I mean, the standard American diet is so full of junk. These people aren't getting enough choline. They're not getting enough good fat. Fat feeds your brain. What's your brain made out of? Mainly fat. They're telling people you need to be on this statin. I've never took a statin. I've always had high blood pressure since I was 22 years old. This is the first year I've ever been off of everything. And when I had my heart attack, if I had not had the cholesterol that I had in my body, which is high, which there's no study. You people do your homework. There is no study. Basically, the cholesterol medication doesn't save your life is what I'm saying. But if I had this heart attack without having that cholesterol, I'd have died because the cholesterol goes and puts a patch over the damage when you have a heart attack. And that's what protects you. And we've been so misinformed by, and, kind of like the diet that, most doctors only do like, a couple of weeks of nutrition, but, they can't, like my cardiologist he went carnivore because he was so impressed with what my heart looked like. He's like, you have no plaque, you have no calcium. What are you doing? Because when I told him I was keto, I didn't say carnivore. I just said keto. He was like, oh God, I don't want to see this. And here I am laying on the table and he's going in looking at my heart. And he said, Wow. Then whenever I was in my room, he's like, can you tell me who you follow? And I was like, I read Dr. Fung, I've read Dr. Berry, I've read so many books, it's insane. But the GAPS diet, the ruledme.com is where I started. But so then I told him, well, actually, I went carnivore. So then when he did because of the Fifi, he did a video with me one-on-one. He goes, man, you are awesome. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you look great. He said, I'm writing you down as recovered. And he goes, and don't tell nobody, but I started carnivore. And he said, I'm starting to look kind of buff. And I was like, sweet. So, and that was the last time I talked to him or anything. And I carry nitroglycerin in my purse just in case, but I've never needed it. Once I cleaned up my diet, got all the crap out of it, my blood pressure normalized, and I do electrolytes. I'm going to do a video. I do electrolytes every day. I make my own. I don't buy products. I can teach you guys how to make it. It saves you a lot of money. If something was to happen and your kids get sick, you got it on hand. Because if you remember during Fifi, you couldn't find Gatorade. So
Exactly.
I've been making this for 5 years, and it works. I use it every day. And so, but if you get too much magnesium, you're going to be running to the toilet. I'll tell you that right now. But I thank you for, I'm glad I put on a hat to come up here.
I'm glad you did too, because I really am enjoying hearing what you have to say. We've got a lot of good comments going on in chat too, and I'm just really thrilled. We all need this information. My doctor, the first question my doctor asked me, what are you doing in place of sugar? I want you to take da 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 da. And I said, I'm not taking any of that junk. I went to monk fruit sweetener, and that's what I've been using. Monk fruit sweetener is 0 carbs, 0 calories. It looks and tastes like sugar. You can use it like sugar. The only problem with it is it is extremely expensive.
Yes. And you can grow. Now, I don't really like any of them, but that's just me. The monk fruit was okay. But for me, it just felt like I'd have to, the price, I'm like you, it was too high. But the stevia I do grow, and I don't like the green taste from growing it. I don't know how to extract it or anything like that. But my kid loves to chew on the leaves for fun. So I just grow them for her. And so I just went without sugar. I just was like, forget this. I was doing organic. At one time, I was doing organic maple syrup. And that was nice, and honey. But as long as it was in moderation, it didn't flare me up. But then I was like, no, I want to get this fat off. And if I keep dabbling in that, it's never going to happen.
Right.
So this whole year, I've been a good girl. I haven't messed with any of it.
Well, Bonnie at Faith and Feathers said that I saw a study 4 years ago. Everyone they studied with Alzheimer's had taken statins for at least once.
Exactly.
I'm allergic to statins. I can't take it.
Y'all check it out. Check out the choline, CHOLINE. I don't buy the supplement, but you can. I do 5 egg yellows a day. That'll give your body the choline that you need to feed your brain to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. It's proven. Check it out. That's one of the women need it more than men. That's one thing that we're super deficient on because it's not in our food. You can get it from beef, you can get it from liver, and you can get it from egg yellows or the supplement. I prefer the egg yellows because I like runny yellows anyway.
Come here.
But it also feeds your muscles and gives you energy. I forgot the best part about it. Gives you energy and it feeds your muscles.
He's being shy today, y'all.
Oh.
They're on an all-natural food diet. We don't give them the junk food either.
That's smart. Well, when you give cats and dogs the junk food, anything that says it's all, it's perfect diet. Dogs don't eat carrots. Dogs don't eat, they're carnivores.
They love carrots. These guys love carrots and sweet potatoes, green beans. I give them a little bit of rice. I don't give them a lot of rice.
But in the wild, they didn't eat things like that. And that's why they get tumors and stuff,
Yeah. And Cocoa Bean said she had to be in the camera too, and she's just licking me to death. AR Guns. Oh, wait a minute. I want to go back to David Corey. Redman also sells electrolytes as well for anyone.
Redmond's is expensive. A lot of people, I get the same thing out of Redmond's as I do my electrolytes. No different whatsoever. And it tastes exactly the same. I'm not kidding you. I challenge you. I will do a video on how to make it. You try it, and at least you'll have this in your cabinet. Because one deal of the magnesium and stuff, and the no salt, it lasts me a year. One bite, less than $20, lasts me a year. And then if you want a water enhancer, I'll use lemon, squirt some lemon in it, and then it won't taste so much like snot. You'll know when your body's needing that because you will not taste the magnesium. You won't taste the salt, and I do it because I don't like muscle cramps. I don't like leg cramps and stuff. So, and a lot of our food don't have enough potassium anyway. So it's worked really well. And I know a bazillion people that decide to stop being a slave to these companies and learn to make stuff yourself. You don't have to promote companies because you can make it's convenient. I mean, it's convenient to buy it from a company, but I'm not going to pay $40 for 5 pounds of salt, or I don't know how much their relight is, but I'm guessing it's probably not cheap. I'd rather have a ribeye myself.
Well, Bonnie says, you notice how they're pushing egg whites?
Yeah, because there's nothing. It has 1 carb, egg whites. It has protein. It's full of protein, which is good. But they don't want you getting that cholesterol, because cholesterol heals. It heals. It repairs. You need that. In my opinion, I'm not a doctor. I'm not suggesting, it's not advice, but this is what I've done on my journey, and I'm here, thank you God, and talking to you when honestly I didn't think I would be here today. And I feel good. I may not feel 100%, but I feel a heck of a lot better than I did before.
Yep, that's so true. Bonnie, your dog is picky. I know there's some dogs out there that are picky. AR Gun says, I went to my daughter's house a while back while my daughter made processed food for the kids. I ate frozen chicken nuggets and tater tots. Felt like I was eating cardboard. It was so sad.
Oh.
I noticed that when I eat any kind of junk food, and my husband is a big junk food junkie, I feel miserable the next day. I really do. And I try not to eat stuff, but if it's in the house, I'm going to eat it. And I keep telling him this. And I wish he could hear this. Maybe he'll watch the video. I hope he will. But by example,
you'll learn by example. So you keep doing you, because where are you going to be if something happens to him because he refuses to change the way he is? The last thing you want to be is alone and sick and like, what now? I mean,
exactly.
when you start making the big efforts and he starts seeing the changes in you, that's when he's going to say, holy crap, what if she takes off, and he's going to want to change. He's going to want to be better, especially as you get your energy and you're like, hey, let's go travel. Let's go here. Let's go there. And he's going to be like, what happened to her? Just lead by example.
Well, I'm trying to, and he's actually lost a lot of weight, and he's noticed that he's lost a lot of weight because of the way I'm cooking now. I'm not cooking the real high carb foods. I do cook them occasionally, but I try to do any kind of starchy foods like potatoes and rice, pastas. I try to cook it a day before, let it refrigerate because it changes the structure of it, and it doesn't raise blood sugar. The same thing with bread. If you freeze bread and then you toast bread, I've talked about this before, the carbs have changed. They're not as high. It won't spike your blood sugar. So it's all about how we prepare the food and what we're eating and how to get back to as much organic as we possibly can.
Yeah, and as much of an ancestral diet.
Yeah, you can still have sweets in there. You can still have some things, but you got to monitor how you're eating it, because the sweets my grandparents had, it's not the sweets that we have today. So we have to be really, really careful.
Well, even the bananas, they said, have twice as much sugar in them than they did originally back 30 years ago. And it's like, now why is that? And our ancestors didn't eat fruit all freaking year long. They picked them off the trees. They didn't have that many ways to preserve them. They ate them then because usually they couldn't hunt because it's the middle of winter. So we, as Americans, we have it in our brain that we need the vitamins. We need that fruit all the time. And that isn't what your body's craving. Your body's craving that sugar. And that's what it's about. And even the fruit, if you're going to do it, you got to do it in moderation, because you think you're not going to gain nothing because they tell you it's healthy, it's good for you. There's carbs even in vegetables that I grow. So if you have a problem with dropping your weight, you really got to stay on top of how much you're putting in your body and use it as fuel, not as for fun, you know.
Come on up, Devil Dog. I dropped the
Hello,
link
the
for you.
Devil Dog.
He woke up, y'all.
Hey, if I could put a hat on for you guys. And
Hey, Bart Country Home. We're glad you're in the house. I hope I didn't miss anybody in chat.
Yeah, because Sheena can talk. This is my adult conversation. My daughter talks about Joker and Riddler all the time. It's like, I want to hear that. I run her superheroes.
And in case y'all are wondering, Faith and Feathers is our Bonnie Bauer, the one that started her page, her videos on our last live. And she is a brand new YouTuber, y'all. She's got a brand new channel, so y'all go check her out. She said, the creamer, that's my Achilles heel for sugar. Come on up, Devil Dog. I know you're trying to get here.
It's already starting to get hot.
Oh, it was hot this morning when I went out to take care of the chickens. AR Gun says, I'm working on getting me either a pellet grill or a big green egg. I want the extra large big green egg and get my family down here to eating good shish kebab vegetables that are good food. Plus, I love to grill and smoke. Yeah, I miss grilling out.
That green egg looks awesome. I've read so many reviews and videos, man. I wanted one until I saw the price and was like, whoa, that's a used car. And it was like, man, but because it's not something you're going to have to babysit. And that's what I like about it. You know, the pellets, man, they can get expensive and hard to find sometimes, you know.
You okay up there, Tarsha?
I've been sick for the past couple of days. The kids brought home something.
All these people from school, I know. And it's like, take your vitamin D with K2 in it. That help. I do that every day religiously. And that's really the only vitamin I take is my vitamin D, because it puts the calcium back to where it belongs. And because that's what they found on the whole Fifi thing is we were so deficient in D3 because not everybody goes outside anymore. And so D3 is real. D3 with the K2, it has to have the K2 for it to work properly. But yeah, it makes a difference. I get the liquid because it's organic, don't have no funky junk in it. And I just do the 2 drops on my tongue and I'm good.
Wow, that's just wonderful. Some of the other things that I've changed in my diet, of course, is learning what vegetables were low on the glycemic index. And not every vegetable is the same. And really and truly, what I'm doing is going back to what I was eating when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We didn't eat a lot of, we had white potatoes and we had rice and stuff like that, but we didn't do a lot of it.
I heard you like potatoes. There is an acorn squash. It's white. It is a hybrid. I do have seeds. I didn't grow it this year. I did the year before. But it's an acorn squash. It's called potato. It's basically baked potatoes, what it's called. And it looks like, when you smash it up, it looks like a potato and it tastes like a potato. So when I was thought I was well enough, I was going to do the farmer's market. And I thought, man, that's perfect for keto people because it's low carb. It's good for you, about like zucchini. So I got 100 seeds from Seeds Now, and I was going to plant them. But, you know, with the weather, it didn't work out. But yeah, they're called baked potatoes, what they're called. And they're white acorn squash. and they are delicious. I did try it the year before. That's why I went back and bought more seeds, because I can't collect those or hybrids unless I want some funky formation. But I was gonna, because I was really trying to grow things, not only to have an income coming in, but to help people have healthier food. Because especially being in the medical field, I saw so much disease from what people ate. And man, it was like cocaine. They were like, give them their cake, give them their cookies. And if you said, no, you need to eat your food or whatever, they like rip you a new one. So they were serious about their stuff, and it's like,
that was my mother-in-law. She had really bad diabetes, and her sugar ran over 400 all the time. And when she came to live with us, she dropped 100 pounds. She felt better. And then she would move out and she'd gain it all back and go right back to the sodas and the junk food all the time. And I kept telling her, to stop doing that, because you're only hurting yourself.
how was her legs? Did she get that brownness on her legs from blood pooling?
Well, actually what happened was her legs were humongous.
Oh, swelling.
And yeah, she ended up dying from shingles. She had shingles from head to toe. And I've wrote down, I don't know if you can see it, but I wrote down the seed thing, so I can remember to go look that up, because I'm interested.
Like and it's a good alternative, and so I wanted to help anybody I could help. And it was, lead by example, by what I eat, what I'm doing. I started walking every day on video, because I thought, here I am preaching about what you should eat. But exercise is just as important, and I wasn't hardly walking at all. So I challenged myself to get my booty on camera every day. And I walk in place because, it's too hot for me outside, and I'm scared I'm going to hurt my back. And then I remembered, hey, I can walk in place and do just as good, like a Marine or a marching band. They walk in place. You can put something and lift it up and down, do arm weights. So I started that. So I haven't added things to it yet. I mean, I could use my son's plastic gun and raise it over my head, But
yeah, chair exercises.
Something. Yeah, I'm doing something.
I do chair exercises. I stand at the counter and do exercises. And I probably need to be doing it on camera too, so I can inspire other people to do that.
Yes.
Getting out and
walking. Do a collab. We could exercise together. How funny would that be? You get two people on there both. It's when people see it, it makes them want to do it, because that's what I did, except for I was watching these girls that probably never had a weight problem. I was like, okay, I don't look like that, and I seriously doubt I can do that, but there are tons of people like me that have been disabled, that can't do everything. And so, they all think, everybody always tells people, go to the gym. We can't all afford the gym. And most of us, don't have the gas to run up and down the road. So I just decided, hey,
Yeah, my vacations are in my backyard, so I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we started raising chickens not too long after we were married. I guess we've been raising them maybe 15 to 18 years now. And we started with city chickens, and we started feeding our neighbors the eggs out of our chicken coop. And they were like, we can't go back to the store-bought eggs. The store-bought eggs don't even hold a candle to a country egg.
Huh.
And our chickens are free range. We have turkeys. We have ducks. I use the turkey eggs to feed my chickens sometimes. I use the turkey eggs to feed our grow outs. And I use them to bake with. The duck eggs we use to bake with. They're higher in cholesterol. Yeah, they're higher.
Cholesterol is good. It is good, and the minerals in that free range egg is amazing for your body. I don't remember my grandparents. They ate hog brains, squirrel brains, and duck eggs mixed up in it with the yolk. They lived to be old.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have cancer. They didn't have heart attacks. They didn't have dementia. None of that. So it's definitely, I'm trying to go back to my ancestors, because so far it's really made a big difference. Don't be afraid of cholesterol, y'all, unless it's seed oils. Stay away from seed oils because they're inflammatory. But do your own research. It's out there. You can't listen to all of them. You have to do your research. You can go look at case studies and read the same thing that the doctor reads. And I mean, if you really want the answers. And for me, I was scared to take second, I listened to them, but I was afraid to take their advice until I did the research. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but you're worth doing the research.
Hey, what the flock? We're glad you're in the house.
Hey, what the flock?
What the flock?
Yeah, Bonnie said may have to leave hubby monster's home, and I think it's hungry. It hasn't figured out the fridge yet. Mine had to come home last night and make his own plate, and he was so sad.
Oh,
sounds like somebody's spoiled.
A little bit.
I would be too if I lived over there with Miss Susan.
AR Guns, I may get some chickens here. I don't have much property, so I'd have to do a chicken coop, kind of a cage, maybe a 12 by 12, something like that. We used pallets for our first chicken coop, and we wrapped it in rabbit wire, the hardware wire.
Hardware cloth.
And we lived on a 3-acre lot in the city of Memphis. We couldn't have roosters, though, so we couldn't raise baby chicks. And I think ours was 10 by 20. And they had a little area that was open with a dog kennel on it so that they could get out in the sun, too. And we had a blast with those chickens. They were really great. So that would be an option. And most places you can pick up pallets for free if you don't have a lot of money to start out with. We now use dog kennels. We have discovered that dog kennels is the way to go. We still wrap them with the hardware wire, and then we put a see-through tarp on them that is a high-quality grade cloth to insulate the coop a little bit and give them sunlight in the winter months. And it really deters the critters because we live right on the edge of a state park. So we have a lot of coyotes and stuff. CNC said they're about to start a pallet coop. That's good. I'm missing some comments because I'm talking. Miss Susan going to share her chicken and dumplings pretty soon, drooling over the keyboard. Yes, I am. I got a whole chicken in the freezer that I'm saving for that. And we're going to be butchering some chickens before too much longer. Thank you for coming, Deanna Grooms. We're so glad that you came.
Take care.
Thank you so much for coming. Vision Preparedness says cooks and feeds himself, no ride and die. My husband does know how to cook, y'all. He's a very good cook. That's one of the reasons he won me over, is because I came home from work one night and he had been in my kitchen cooking, and he cooked a big fried chicken dinner, y'all. And I was just amazed because my fried chicken wasn't near as good as his. I know we're talking about food. Hey, Joy, blessed life. We're glad you're in the house.
Joy, blessed life.
Great advice. We live in the Smokies, and I want to set up animals once we get property. We have bears and coyotes at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Bears, there's barely anything that you can do to stop a bear from getting into your coops and stuff. I mean, they'll just tear through anything. Coyotes, on the other hand, pee around the coop. Have your husband, your kids pee around the coops, because most coyotes and wildlife does not like the smell of human urine. Bears, I would triple wrap the kennels and make sure that they are that you've got them staked into the ground good, so they can't just push the coops over.
And your trash, be careful with composting and stuff like that, because that's what's going to be, they can smell up to a mile away. That's going to be what draws them into your property, is having trash throwing out old food, stuff like that. That's what's going to bring them in. If you have a dead animal, you be sure to dig down really, really deep to bury it so that they don't get that scent. And the faster you do it, the better off you are. You definitely don't want to make a habit of them coming around, because once they come, they don't forget, and they'll keep coming back, and they'll keep destroying your crap till you finally go out there and say, that's it. You know, so that's my advice. I don't know what to tell you about raccoons. I have a raccoon problem that I fight with constantly.
Well, raccoons, we have a tin roof on our coops. My husband built a roof over the coops, and he has wrapped it also with the hardware wire. And you have to really make sure that it is attached good, because they will try to pull at it and do everything they can to get it off. Don't use chicken wire, because they'll chew through chicken wire like nothing. No tomorrow.
These are smart. They can open the latch.
Yeah.
I went out about a month ago, and the chicken door was open to the house, and they were everywhere. They didn't. Apparently, they were smart. I mean, out clip wings, so they was obviously smart enough to get away. But you know, like I said, I can put a spotlight in the tree, and there'll be 40 eyeballs looking at me, and it's like, man. And I don't. You know, I thought if they keep tearing things up, I'm gonna sell Daniel Boone hats. That'd be a great business.
Yeah. Joy, bless life, going back to your question about bears and coyotes, get you some donkeys or Great Pyrenees are real good to fight off anything that comes in your yard. And if nothing else, the dog will bark and the donkey will bray, and you'll be able to know that there's something out there. So, you know, you definitely want some kind of animal out there that can protect your flock and be good.
Or at least let you know so you can get out there and take care of business.
Yeah. Some field cameras are great to have on your property too. If you need to have them, I don't know how big of a property you're looking at, but field cameras would be real good. Then you would kind of know what's coming through your yard and what time they're coming through your yard. Motion light and noise like speakers is a real good idea too. What the flock. And Faith and Feathers said she married Michael for his stroganoff. You wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you, some men can cook. And I'm just blessed. Yeah, I heard black bears are afraid of Great Pyrenees. Yes. And, you know, I lived up in New York State, and we had black bears up there, or brown bears. I forget which one it was, but you didn't want to hit them with your car, because your car would be totaled. I mean, they'd walk off. They just lumber off, and you're sitting there with a dead car. You couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah,
So I heard black bear is delicious.
Hadn't had any bear meat.
We've
Hey,
had,
little Wendy's daydreaming. How are you, Linda?
I heard the bear meat is disgusting, nasty.
I'll try anything once.
Mm.
I won't starve to death during any kind of apocalypse. I'll tell you that. I will eat the raccoons.
And we have them on our land, them black bears.
That's because you have a water source by your land. So
Yes.
do I.
Yes, it's been out there. Yeah.
Little Wendy's daydreaming said, "Hi, Susan, and great guest host. We're so glad y'all came."
Welcome.
Yeah. Storyteller Donnie was a Coast Guard cook and a restaurant chef. Yeah, you got a good cook then.
Right.
I just heard from my neighbor a black bear has been spotted a mile down the road. Well, you know, we have black panthers here and cougars. They're tree dwellers too, let me tell you. You don't want to be walking down the road at night and you hear something growling at you.
Those cougars got bad. You go to the store now and you see this lady with a 20-year-old guy, and it's like, what is going on? As a it's
well,
true.
I'm a Puma. I'm 10 years older than my husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Wasn't even looking. I was in church, y'all.
Oh, that's excellent. That's awesome.
When Michael was deployed to remote outposts in the Mid-East, he was coming up with ways to make cheesecake and other nibbles out there. He was a very popular guy. I imagine so. Anything homemade
And sweets.
and sweet. Yeah.
Would have won me over.
Yeah. Thank goodness we have the 3 Bluetooth trail cams. I thought the coyotes and fox was a problem. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that little fox was something, wasn't it? I saw your trail cam picture there, Linda. That was something else. We have red fox here, but when I lived in New York, we had silver fox, a red fox. We had the bears, and we also had a lot of deer. And I can't remember what else was up there. We had a lot of predator animals.
She said cougars.
Yeah. Let's go, Cougars. We're going to get football on you. I was also much younger back then, too, y'all. He probably looks at me now and says, oh, what in the world did I get myself into? But anyway. So, y'all, we are going on 2 hours. We still got about 53 minutes after that. If we want to keep going, or if y'all are getting tired, just let me know in comments. But please drop the word hillbilly so we can get your links. So everybody can. I don't know where Devil Dog went.
Probably went back to sleep. He probably looked up, got on there, looked up, and then dozed back off.
Yep. Yep.
Because
my time with him, was kind of a hit or miss, I think, me scheduling the time. But I did ask him, I said, let me know if this time's not good for you. But anyway, also, anybody in chat that is willing to be a moderator here, just let me know. I'm willing to come to your channel and return the favor. Just let me know in comments if you want to be a moderator, and we'll take care of that.
She said, we'll take care of that.
We sure will. We'll take care of that. Vision Preparedness, I love you. Telling everybody to smash the like buttons.
Yes, he always be on it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll stay if we're not doing calisthenics. Bonnie, you crack me up. You crack me up. I can't wait to get Bonnie on panel.
Right.
We're going to have to get her over her shyness. She's so shy in chat. There's Devil Dog. We thought you went to sleep. Why don't you come on up, Devil Dog? I'll drop the link again. We hadn't had Devil Dog on here. Yeah, chair aerobics is awesome. I really like doing chair aerobics. AR Gunn said he will help mod when he can. That's wonderful. Anytime that you're on here, you'll just be under the mod. I'll have to go on my phone to do it. Give me a second. Where is he? Now I'm waiting for the chat to come back up. I'm always sitting around watching TV this time of day. Me too, usually. I've usually hit the time that I just can't do anything else. And I'm going to, I got to pull my cord over. I'm going dead over here. One of these days I'll have a new laptop. Why isn't my chat coming back up?
It was acting up yesterday.
Okay. AR Guns. Oh. Add moderator. You are now a moderator, AR Guns. So you type something in and it should pop up on under your name. Faith and Feathers, that's an awesome. I walked in and heard story. Lots of laughs. Yay! You're showing up blue on my phone, AR. Next time you do your show, I'll get on the PC and help instead of this phone. Okay, that would be great. I appreciate your help. And like I said, when I come over to your lives, if you want to add me as a moderator, you're more than welcome to. And I do know how to drop links. I learn. I'm educated.
Devil Dog taught us well.
Yes, he did. Faith and Feathers, woot, you be modding. And Faith and Feathers, when you do your first live, I want to be a moderator on there. I can't wait. Thank you, AR Gun 1776. And I'm also on Instagram under the same name. If you're on Instagram, look me up because I do a lot of messaging through Instagram. If not, we'll do it through email. But I try to tell Devil Dog when we're doing it. I try to give him a heads up. And Devil Dog, you missed Gary on here earlier. Gary came by. Not for nothing, Homestead. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Ginger.
Homestead. I'm writing down, y'all. We had a really, really good conversation a while ago, y'all. The ones that are coming in.
Yeah.
I think we're both getting a little tired, aren't you, Tarsha?
And this
Sinus.
I have, yeah. Like I was gonna cancel my live yesterday, but I went on ahead and did it because the pressure.
Yeah, the sinus pressure.
Yeah.
My grandmother believed in raw honey for and local honey for allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And she believed in raw honey for ulcers, stomach ulcers.
I got my first mail call today, y'all. This is the first out of all 5 years of having. I used to have a PO box and it got too expensive and it's like nobody was ever sending anything. But I got my first mail call today and my daughter keeps telling me, Mom, what if there's something in there that'll take off your digits? And I'm like, will you stop? 16-year-old. And she's like, I know these people. I've been watching them forever. And she's like, yeah, but you go to open it. I said, well, I'm doing it on camera. So.
AR, we can't wait to see what you got. AR Guns has become a mod for me. I'm excited. Definitely, we're going to come over and check out your stream.
Elliot is a great guy. I love Elliot.
Absolutely.
Bonnie said the boss is sending me out to get eggies. We're so glad everybody has come. If anybody wants to come up on panel, you're welcome to, because we're all about helping out the small channels grow. We want to get to know you better, find out about your channel. So this last few minutes that we have left in this live, I would love for someone to come up and talk a little bit about their channel, what's going on in their life, and what the future holds. So if you
I was watching Tarsha the other night when I go to bed. I watch people's videos and she was on vacation. I had to get up and look, and it's like, no wonder I didn't sleep well, because she talk about something like her garden. She has the best kids ever too. I was like, why couldn't I have been that lucky? My kids are brats. And so I was like, my kids say, I don't do that kind of work, Mom. And it's like, man, she's so lucky. She's so blessed. And you know, I do that though. I don't sleep good because I worked overnights for so long. And so I'll start watching somebody's video and I'll just kind of lay there and listen. And then when I got to see it, I got to jump up and look.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
AR Gun says the guy in the firearms come into my streams are well behaved. If they don't, I'll slap them.
My lives normally contain men mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're so pretty. That's why.
Well, the prepper community and the fishing community and the homesteading community we all kind of go together. Like when I started out, it was all about, I love to hunt. I took down my video of me target practicing because people kept trying to get me in trouble. And I was like, I'm not going to get it, even though I looked really cool. I had a purple Glock, but it's like, I took it down because I just couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen. And she's like, bring it on. Tarsha's like, come on. It's inspiring, honestly.
Nothing Homestead said. I walked in and y'all said cougars, and I thought, what have I walked into?
Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Bigfoot. I'll never forget going down to my girlfriend's when I was a teenager, and they live in a little town called Kosciuszko, Mississippi. And we were out, the brothers were hunting, and we were out in the woods with them. And we saw Bigfoot. It was probably a bear, but we went into this old log cabin and got the doors and everything closed up. This thing was trying to tear the door down.
Oh my God.
Whatever it was. So, yeah, Bigfoot is in the Smokies. I think Bigfoot lives across the road from me in the park.
I used to look for Bigfoot when I was 12 years old. I used to go around in the woods and look for feet prints. And I actually saw a really big footprint. And I went back home. We lived in an old farmhouse. And, there was no window of the door, nothing like that. It was literally an old farmhouse. And I came in, and all of a sudden, the door handle started shaking. Somebody was, because, we were in the middle of nowhere. The door handle was shaking back and forth. And now I wonder if it's paranormal or not. But I ran and grabbed a shotgun. And as soon as you make that, I heard something take off. So I knew then that it wasn't paranormal. But, does Bigfoot exist? I don't know. I've saw some real funny videos where people dressed up and scared the crap out of their families. And they really did look like, because there's some really good costumes out there. But I don't know. I mean, if there's aliens, why can't there be Bigfoot, I guess?
I've seen a few aliens too.
They're coming across the border.
They're coming everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm telling you, they're like little cockroaches everywhere.
Big Tiny put up a video of his night cam, his trail cam, and it was a big thing walking away from the camera. And I was like, what is that? But he said that was him in his, I guess, little Yeti suit or something.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
AR Gunn says the firearms community has a lot in common with the prepping. Yes, absolutely. I think it's because most of the prepping community and homesteaders like me, we pack.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't play. We pack. We don't play.
Well, and if I hadn't have been a prepper back when the Fifi came and I had to leave my job, I'd have starved to death. There wasn't nothing coming in for me, but I've always put back extra cans of this, or when I canned, I always had extra. I have pickles that are 4 years old that are still great, that I canned. And so having that for an emergency, I'm not saying, fill up your whole house, but I'm saying having something there for a period of time in case of an emergency really does help, because you really don't know what could happen.
Absolutely. Joy Blessed Life says we have a friend who does Bigfoot tours in Florida. He's got a TV show deal in the works now. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Whether or not Bigfoot is real, I really don't care. I just love the history behind it, and telling the grandkids about Bigfoot. Nanny ran into Bigfoot. My grandfather was a great storyteller, y'all. And he came home and he was telling us about, he was driving his tractor on a dirt road down in Mississippi. And I've told this story too before. And this white orb was floating and coming closer and closer to him. And he had one little headlight on his tractor and it was shining on this white orb. he said he finally got scared and he says, I'm going to have to get off my tractor. It's getting closer and closer. So he stopped the tractor and he got off and he's started to walk away. And all of a sudden he heard a big moo. It was a cow, but it was outside of a graveyard where he had stopped and he was scared to death. It was so funny. But he used to go outside the window with the flashlight. They lived in a log cabin and hold that flashlight up. And
oh, that's freaky. He was one of those funny guys that like to scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, he was funny. And my dad was a great storyteller too. So thank you for all the hearts there, Bonnie. We love you too.
Some of the best stories I ever got was from my elders and taking care of elderly people. Man, they had the best stories ever. It's nothing like our stories that involve electronics and shopping. Theirs was real stories, real accounts, and I love it. I love coming on people's pages and listening to their stories because it's awesome. You know, it's history that didn't get written.
Exactly.
Right.
That's, I do a little bit of genealogy. I've been working on it for over 20 years. And every now and then I come across something in my family history and I'm like, and this didn't get told and told through the generations because this is a great story, So I'm sending it to my kids. Look at this. We have a pirate in the family.
Oh, that's cool.
Who would have thought we would have a pirate? But he was royalty. He was a royal pirate. It was funny. But I mean, just things that you find that you never would have thought about.
Yeah, I found out that I was 8% Asian. I always knew that I had slanted eyes, and people used to make fun of me, and I didn't know why. But then after doing the 23andMe, I found that I'm 8% Asian. And it's like, well, that explains that,
Yeah.
So, and you got to be careful with genealogy because sometimes if your tree don't branch, be very scared. Because it's like back then, all these people say, well, back then there wasn't that many people. I mean, it's like, oh, I haven't come across that yet, but I've heard stories. And I was like, I don't know how I'd feel about that, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm part Neanderthal, so we know where all the dumb stuff comes from now. No, I'm teasing. But yeah, I did my genealogy. I did it on 23andMe also. I mean, my DNA. I did it for medical reasons. And of course, they tell you that you pay extra and you get all your medical. Well, that was a bunch of bunk. I ended up going to another site that was free and got all my medical. But
if you have some DNA from like your mother or your father, now I do know with lupus, if your father had it, the children automatically get it. It doesn't really skip. It's like the father passes that down because now I don't know if it's the cancer that caused it or not, but my dad had lupus too. So I don't know if it's all the cancer treatments or what. But we lived in the same household for years though, and we all ate the same food. So, I'm thinking it's all a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But, if you had DNA like hair or a tooth, I mean, if you wanted to put out that kind of cash, you could get the information that you're looking for. I collect hair. Like I have my grandma's hair. And if I ever decided that I wanted to know more about, the DNA part, then I could do that. But I figured if I stay optimal and keep the trash out of my life and out of my diet, keep the stress low, and just be free and just live in peace, if that's possible, I think, your health is definitely going to improve. You may not beat out everything, but you'll come pretty close.
Yeah, I know that God has given us everything good on the earth for our benefit.
We're here for a reason.
Yeah. And that, that's just part of it. But going back to the DNA, I have African in me. I have Scottish, Welsh, German, French, Spanish. And I had a lady at church down in Memphis, and I hadn't been a member very long, and she was sitting behind me, and she says, "Where did you come from? Because you're not American." Well, honey, I'm as American as they get. I'm a Heinz 57 variety. But Native American, I have actually traced it back to the Native American tribe, which was Namsimond tribe, and it's traced through my mother's side of the family. Matter of fact, most of this stuff that I'm talking about is on my mother's side of the family, and my dad's side of the family is the one that told me they had all this. And
Well, I found out I always do as Native American as well because I'm in Oklahoma. My whole family comes from here. And I know I'm Choctaw, but I also found out I was Cherokee. My dad always said I was a part of the Nowaipie tribe. He thought he was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's just amazing how where you come from. It's really cool. It's really cool to find out. I was actually pretty happy that I had 8% Asian. I knew I loved pho and Chinese food and stuff, and I figured with me loving curry, I would be from India, but I wasn't. But you know, I love ethnic food. I love African food. I love spicy. And the cool thing about me cooking is I've learned how to watch different channels that make those things, and I can omit the things that bother me and use organic spices, and I'm still able to eat things like curry and stuff like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I noticed a lot of the foods I like are, they're ethnic foods too. Dawn, we welcome you to the house. We're so glad you're here.
Well, I never done a geology test, but I just know I'm part Irish and part Black because of my grandfather. He's Irish. So
I've got a lot of Irish in me, and I've got a lot of Scottish in me. That and English, that's the three major ones. But all these other things are part of me, and everybody that came before us have created the person that we are today, and that's what I take away from the DNA and the genealogy.
I got news. We're all family because we all came from each other. I don't care what anybody says.
The Bible, that just backs up the Bible, because the Bible says we all came from Adam and Eve.
Yep. We're all a part of each other. We're all family. And I believe that with my whole heart. You don't have to be closely connected to be family. I mean, I found that out in the nursing field. Those people were my family. It was like, and then when you start listening about their genealogy, it's like, and then when you start doing yours, you start seeing these little things. It's like, wow,
Ginger at Not for Nothing. Do you know that name?
Say that again.
Ginger at Not for.
Yes, that's Ginger from Georgia. She
okay.
Was
well, where did she go? I hit the thing. Are you up here?
Well, you need to find out Blessed Life. I think that's your name. Join Blessed Life.
I can't figure out if my mic just shut. Oh, now I hear it. Okay.
If you're Cherokee, it doesn't matter how much blood you have. You can get on the Cherokee rules, which will help you pay for your children's schooling, your children's clothes, and all kinds of little benefits. So if you have any Cherokee in you, you want to apply for your CDIB card, because, it may not help you unless you want medical benefits, because you do get medical benefits, but it'll help your children go to college and get school supplies and clothes if you get in a tight and you can't afford it. Thought I'd throw that out there.
Hey, Ginger, Not for Nothing Homestead, welcome to the panel.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Doing good, and you?
Good. Tarsha, is it just as hot in South Georgia as it is in North Georgia? Girl, I am sweating.
Yeah, it's hot outside.
Oh, it is no joke. And I'm canning some salmon today.
Oh boy. Tell us about your channel and what you're all about.
Oh, let's see. We live on 18 acres. We're in North Georgia. We garden all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, I mean, the normal stuff too, but we garden, we hunt, fish. What else? Dehydrate. We're somewhat off grid. So we're working out all the kinks of that.
Oh, well,
Oh, and there are some kinks, let me tell you. But I mean, we're making it work. We're making it work.
Awesome. I didn't know you all was off grid.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes.
somewhat. We have when we bought our property, it had already had a well on it. So other than that, we're off grid. I mean, not a well. I'm sorry, sewer.
Sewer.
Yeah.
Hey, Lashes Journey, I didn't see you come in.
Yeah, she been here. She been in, in the chat.
I'm lost. I'm telling you.
When she came on the panel.
Oh, that's right. She did. She came back. Okay, I got you.
How long have you been on here? You've been on here too long. You need a nap.
I will need a nap after this, and I have to cook supper. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Eating soup that I made yesterday. I made some homemade soup.
Oh, what kind of soup did you make?
Chicken with cream of mushroom with carrots and tons of my herbs out the garden.
Nice.
Yum.
That's awesome. I love cooking with fresh herbs.
Yeah.
Chicken soup is the best thing for a cold anyway, especially if you get that good fat on the chicken.
And I had some while I was finishing up my bowl while I was waiting for your live to start, and I had to put it on mute because I was just a slurp. It was good. It's delicious. So
she said, "Wow, I'm starting to sound like the dogs over here. I better mute this, huh?"
I'm telling you, it was delicious. And Lashes makes a lot of soup, so that's what got me into. I said, I'm gonna start making more soups now.
Yeah.
Who does?
Lashes Journey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Soups.
And I'm doing the September 4th is going to be my premiere for that collaboration with Mennonite Farmhouse. And I'm making homemade Irish split pea soup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it's going to be canned.
Really good.
I heard her mention that this morning on someone's live that someone was making the split. What you just called it?
Split pea Irish soup? Yeah, it's Irish split pea soup.
Oh, you mean to tell me Leanne is doing Last Chance Barbecue and she's hosting her own September?
Yes.
Like that girl doesn't have enough to do.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, she is.
I love watching Leanne. She's a busy woman too.
She is. She truly is.
I haven't decided what I'm gonna cook for the Last Chance cook-off, and I have to have it by next week.
Oh my gosh. Are you one of those fly by the seat of your pants?
Yeah.
Yeah. We filmed part of it yesterday, and then I tried to film part of it today, but I don't know if you had bad weather yesterday, Tarja. Oops, sorry. I forget that it's backwards when you're in the chat. But the rain was just making it so difficult. I mean, it would come and go. Gosh.
Yeah, it rained yesterday, but it rained the night before.
Yeah.
Okay. We had so much. It was okay. I couldn't even film the beginning of it, and we barely got the barbecue part done. So I'm thankful for that. I think we've got it all wrapped up now. So whoo.
Split pea soup looks like baby poop in a jar.
Oh, it does, but it does not taste like baby poop.
No, it does not. It's very good, and it's very healthy for you.
Yes, not that I go around sampling baby poop, just so you know. I keep watching this canner. I tell you, it's like, it drives me crazy sometimes. I love my Presto, but sometimes it's just a fight to keep it, right where you need it.
Yeah, that sweet spot.
Yes, exactly. The sweet spot. There you go.
Hey, Chicken Beak Mountain's in the house.
Hey, Chicken Beak Mountain. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do though. Gosh.
So what are your idea? Oh, can I give you an idea? Well, are you using like a spice or you don't know yet?
I can use Drunken Chef spices.
Yeah.
Rubs. I can use that. And I want to grill it. So
yeah. Oh, not smoke it. You're doing grilling?
Yeah, I'm doing grilling.
I don't know if you could do that.
Beverly Muff's in the house.
Anything outside.
Yeah. We did grilling too. Somebody was asking about, I do remember that you can start some of it. They did a little addendum to it where part of it can be done in the inside and then you can finish, but you have to finish it outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think is how it went. But whew. So you don't even know the protein, what your focus is gonna be? Oh, gosh. I would be freaking out right now if I was
It's either beef, pork, or chicken. Make your mind up.
Yeah.
Hey, Coupon Gail.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Coupon Gal.
Beverly Moffett.
And hey, Beverly Moffett.
Tarja, have you ever spatchcocked anything?
What's that?
Have you ever spatchcocked anything?
What is spatchcocked?
It's like where you get a whole bird. I did it with a turkey this past year, where you get a whole bird and you cut it down the backbone and you like smash that backbone out so that the turkey, it goes completely flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Almost like butterflying a breast, only you're butterflying the whole entire chicken.
I sure haven't,
and,
but
and do that on a grill. That would be pretty awesome.
yes.
Yeah, but not with a turkey, because that would take you all day. Do it with a chicken, maybe.
Dina said that sounds dirty.
Yeah, it does. I know it does. I always think I'm not going to trip over this word now, am I?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just trying to help you out. Hopefully.
Yes, that'll work.
Well, where did
I'm
he
going with
go?
that.
I lost my. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for this comment, and the chat was moving. Don't be stealing my idea.
Uh-oh. Do what now? Who I can't see the chat.
Don't be stealing my idea at Sheena's Ketovore Life.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Sheena, if I gave away well, I mean, I didn't even know what you were cooking, so.
No, you're good. I don't even know what I'm cooking either. I'm like, Tarsha. Actually, I thank you for having me on your panel. I have a date here in about 15 minutes with a mukbang. So I will see you guys around. God
Thank you
bless
for coming.
everyone. And I'll see you all again.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Awesome. I am so excited, y'all. And I haven't gone over my hours for SteamYard Live yet.
That's good.
Uh-oh. See, I still have yet. I got to learn about all that stuff. I have not done a live yet, so I don't know how all that works as far as the hours you can go and what have you.
Well, Devil Dog said that it was you get 12 hours a month for free, and then after that you would have to pay. So I'm watching my time really closely.
Uh-oh. Okay. Trying to save it. Now, oh, okay. So, yeah, so you would almost be up for your, well, today's the end of the month.
Exactly. I timed it right.
Yeah.
I did a good job. I had one that went over a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but that was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't learned about that yet. I'm still pretty new, so still pretty green behind the ears, so I don't know about that, but I'm sure it'll be one of those trial and error learning curves.
Who was that just said goodbye?
Yeah, Sheena.
Sheena from Keto something, Carnivore?
Ketovore Life.
Ketovore. Lord, I can't think. Chicken Beak Mountain said she was thinking about cooking on a rock.
That's funny.
Oh, okay. I got my hours wrong. AR Gunn says you get 20 hours free from StreamYard. And if you you can get unlimited for $10 a month. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gail.
Coupon Gail.
Yeah. I'm doing a soup collab on my other channel in October. Are you doing it with Leanne? Mennonite Farmhouse. Sheena says, that sounds dirty. Cutivore. Hey, you got to do what you got to do to get the weight off. Gail, my brain is just fried right now, y'all. I have been pushing the Fall Fest 22 giveaway on every one of these lives.
Aw.
And it's my date for my semifinalist drawing is September the 16th at 5 p.m. And
She said not with Leanne.
no, who are you doing it with?
She said
Oh.
it's Cozy Fall Soup 2020. 22.
Awesome. So we're going to have two different collabs going on at the same time. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to be good. I have to check out both of them.
Soups. Yeah, lots of soups coming up. I still make a soup from September last year that had, gosh, I can't remember. I think it was What's Up Family that did it with gnocchi in it. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Oh, I love that gnocchi.
Oh, me too. First time I ever tried to say it, I said ganache.
Me too.
Somebody said, huh? I said, well, how do you say that? They said the G is silent. I said, kind of like knife. The K is silent in knife. Yeah. Well, why? Why?
Right.
Okay.
But it sure is good.
One for her and one for me. Yeah. The Fall Fest 22 giveaway. I'm going to go back to that real quick. It's being hosted by Gail's Southern Living. That's why my brain just went. And Gail will be doing her live on September the 30th. Is at 7 p.m. I think is what she told me. And that will be a grand prize drawing. And all of the channels are participating in this are going to donate something to that grand prize drawing. So it's going to be huge. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, go to my page, click on my video, and then you can find all the other videos in the description box, the link.
Nice.
And the last day you can sign up for it is September the 15th. I'm cutting everybody off.
Yep.
So
you got to stop it somewhere, right?
we have to stop it somewhere. And it has been a really, really fun collaboration. It's one of the best ones I've been in. I haven't been in very many of them. I think that was my second one. And well, second or third. I've done another one with Mennonite Farmhouse also.
I'm telling you, she is a busy lady.
Yeah, and the September I'm excited about. And I only have to do one video, so I'm like, woohoo!
She had enough for one every day, or is there more than one every day?
Every day, one. One
Just
for every
one?
day.
Yeah. Yeah, when they started saying about the Last Chance barbecue cook-off that there was going to be like 4 and 5 videos put up a day, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, that's going to be a lot of information to write down if I find a bunch of recipes I want to keep for, forever.
Yeah, save them to your watch later list.
Okay.
Bonnie, can you send something for a giveaway? You certainly can mail me something for a giveaway because I will. I'm hoping I can do a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
I have no idea what I would do.
How close are you?
Well, I'm a little over 500 right now, so I think I'm at 543. So I hadn't even talked to my husband about this, so this is going to be fun.
Uh-oh, he's going to watch it on your live, huh?
Yeah, he's going to find out on the live. But I would love to do something like that on my 1,000 subscriber and have several different channels participate. And you could either send it to me or you could send it directly to whoever wins the item. And for my giveaway for the Fall Fest, it's going to be gift cards. Because that's easy and people can get what they want or need.
Yeah. That is awesome. Then you can spend it the best way that it suits your family. Now, do either of y'all steam can?
Well, I don't steam can. I do hot water bath. I don't have a steam canner.
Yeah.
I would love to have one, but I don't have one.
Yes. They are amazing. I'll tell you, I've used the heck out of mine this summer. And for the amount of water that it takes, it's like a fifth of the amount, that you would need, because you got to have at least 1 to 2 inches of boiling water over whatever you put in there.
Well,
It's so much less water. It comes up just like that. You're sitting there waiting for that water to boil, and it's like you feel like you're waiting for like an hour for the pot to come up to a boil.
You ought
And
to see
oh, go ahead.
You ought to see the pot that Tarsha gifted me. My
Oh
husband,
my.
my husband named it Big Bertha.
That sounds like a very big pot. Oh goodness. Almost dropped below. Is that what you use to water bath in?
I do with my big batches, and it really has become a time saver for me because I'm not having to do several small batches.
Yes.
Because the other day I did pear preserves,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have taken me 3 canners full.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have that.
Yeah.
I would have been all day in the kitchen, and I was like, oh, Lord, no.
And heated up and fogged up every window in the house, right?
Yeah, and I learned, because it holds so much water, it holds 15 gallons of water. I learned to use the hot water out of my tap to get it up to temp quicker.
Yeah.
So that really helped me out, and it holds 15 quarts or about 23 pints.
Oh my goodness gracious, that is big. How many pear preserves did you end up canning?
I got 15.
Did you double stack?
No, it's all one there. I did 15 and a half pints out of that batch.
And goodness. Were these pears from your yard?
No, it's from a friend of ours' yard.
Oh.
But the recipe does between 15 and 19 pints. So,
wow, that's
and
a
it's
lot.
a very old family recipe. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I was going to say, usually those recipes that you can find or you can get, they'll only get like, you'll be lucky if you get 8 pints out of it. 8. So to get 8 half pints, excuse me. So to get 8 pints, wow, hello. Yeah, it's hot over here, and the heat's affecting my brain, I think. To get 15 half pints is amazing.
Yeah. Sheena said the raccoons got to her pears. Hey, Sheena, do you have keeper pear trees? Because I've got some seed. And Dawn says the neighbors found a bear up their apple tree eating the apples. Yeah. If they get hungry. Where did you go?
Oh, was that Dawn Ray B? Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
When I recognize names, I get so excited. I'm like, hey, wait, I know that person.
Gail, that would be absolutely awesome. And I'll write that down that I need to email you because I will forget.
Miss Tarja, did you ever check into the purple basil?
I didn't. I haven't looked for any more seeds since I talked to you, but I will.
It's actually called red Reuben.
Red Reuben. Let me write that down.
It's not red, so I don't know why, but it is beautiful growing in the garden, that's for sure.
Red Reuben, okay.
Yes.
Stock Explorer is asking us to pray for LB. She is still recovering. We will definitely do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop right now and we're going to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you right now that LB is recovering. We ask you to heal her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. Let her recover fully and completely. By Jesus' stripes, she is healed. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Now I'm going to ask, who is LB?
I think that's
Outdoors, Woman Outdoors.
Oh, okay.
That's her channel name, Woman Outdoors.
Yes, I've been on her channel before.
yes, Gail. I'm gonna limit it to the USA only because I can't ship overseas. We don't have that kind of money.
Yep.
Gosh, she in
Yeah.
the hospital? Oh, man.
Is she in the hospital? Is that what you said, Tarja?
Someone's asking if she's still in the hospital.
Oh my.
Yeah, she is a very great person. We like watching her
Yeah.
from the hospital. Thank goodness.
Mm. Oh
Digital
wow. Okay.
passports would be great. Yeah, because then they can be sent through email.
Well, my timer's going to go off in just about 2 minutes, so I'm going to let you ladies go. Thank you very much for letting me pop in and say hello.
Well, thank you for coming up, Ginger. We appreciate you being here.
It's nice.
Not a
seeing
problem.
you.
It was
It's
good
nice
to see you
getting to know
guys. Y'all
It's
have a
nice
blessed day.
You
It's
too.
nice getting to know you.
Yes, good.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Same here. All right, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
Oh, she got the new strain.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're definitely praying for her. I tell you, that stuff is something else. It just keeps coming around. I think they keep releasing new stuff. I think it has to do with the Covovo. Rona. Ook. Koi. Kofifi, yes. Wretched Roma. All those above. So we definitely are going to be praying for LB. And, I know the Lord heals. I know when I had it, he healed me, and I was so grateful because I really didn't know if I was going to make it.
I never had it.
Oh, thank goodness you haven't.
I stay away from people. Yeah.
You're not
I'm a
peoply.
loner.
You're not peoply then, right?
I'm a homebody person.
You're like my cocoa bean over here. She's not peoply either.
I can stay home every day. Yeah. I just love being home.
Yeah, Dawn Ray said that I was thinking of her today. I bought the camping cot she used. I hope she recovers quickly. Hubby is a distributor for Nassau Air Cleaner, and it kept us healthy when friends we've been with got sick. That's wonderful. Chicken Beat Mountain said one of the advantages of living alone on a mountaintop. Yep. We actually got it at church, I'm pretty sure. It was going around for a while. And, for 2 years, I didn't get it. And then all of a sudden I had it. And I was like, oh, Lord, I was sick. You go back and look at some of my beginning videos because I had just started my channel out. And about 2 months in, I had it. And I've lost all my beautiful hair. I mean, my hair is just strings now. It's starting to grow out. And I keep telling my husband I need to go get it cut and get all this dead stuff off. But I have beautiful long hair and I miss it.
So you can't, like Faith and Feather said that she couldn't stand the taste of beef. So that's a side effect of having a.
Yeah, the loss of taste, loss of smell for some people, but for me it was the opposite. I could smell and taste things. Somebody coming in at the other end of the hospital with perfume on. I could smell it all the way up, and I was on the 4th floor. I could smell it in my room, and it
wow.
was making me deathly ill.
Hmm.
Thinking if someone was going around licking carts at Walmart, both of us had it. Oh, Lord.
That's why I wipe the stuff down with Clorox wipes, and then majority of the time, I would just use the Clorox wipe to push the buggy. I don't touch nothing. I was doing that before COVID. I was doing the same thing with gas pumps. I don't touch gas pumps with my bare hands. I either have gloves or wipes.
Yeah, they have the little key thing, you put on your key ring that you can pull doors with.
Yeah.
I have that on there, and I'm real bad about pulling up my shirt tail to grab door handles and stuff because I don't like it.
She said it tastes like donkey butt.
We don't mention butt on here. We had one on our pop-up up here in the panel. Yeah, raviolis. Matter of fact, all I could eat at the time was those canned, Chef Boyardee kind of things. That was the only thing I could get in me, and I was actually malnourished when I went in the hospital because I could eat maybe 2 or 3 bites, and that was it. It was awful. Yeah, I call my hairstyle the crypt keeper. I call mine a mullet. It's real short up here on the top, and then it's long.
I miss Susan. I'm gonna have to step down.
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to close out, everybody. I really appreciate everybody being here. I thank you for coming. I thank you for listening to us yap on and on and on. No. But we did have some really good topics, and I really appreciate you, Tarsha, for hanging out with me again today.
You're welcome. We help each other out.
I've got a few more minutes, and I'm just going to close out. AR Guns says, I carry a small, fine mist spray bottle filled with alcohol, and I put it in my tactical pants. Yep. Yeah, we keep hand sanitizer with us at all times, and I use it. My husband won't use it as much as I do, but I use it. Because of the autoimmune stuff, I use it.
Got to. Same here. Got to. Well, y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, everybody have a blessed day. Thank you for coming. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless and keep you. And if nobody else tells you today, I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Thank you for coming in. Good times with Jen and Steve. I'm sorry you're coming in at the end. I appreciate you coming in. Bye, everyone.